Hogan name stands for integrity. It stands for work ethic. You're never going to find a family that's going to work harder for their clients.
I'm very lucky to have a family that we all care about each other. You know, we care about the future collectively for not just us, but for our employees.
And our families were very tight. You learned loyalty was very important to you.
CMB is sort of a pioneer in this area, the investment EB-5 process.
The investors who are trying to immigrate to the United States and achieve their American dream, and they're going to fight for them every step of the way.
I think the United States is the easiest country to achieve what you want to achieve.
Kevin and I have an incredible foundation. Attribute it to my parents and the values that they instilled in us.
I founded a lot of companies, and I'm a serial entrepreneur, I guess you'd say, but the current companies that we operate now, Rock Island Auction Company, #1 auction company in the world for antique and collectible firearms, and then CMB Export or CMB Regional Centers. From those two companies begat NHK, which is a private equity company, and really that company is basically formulated for Noreen and Kevin, my two children. It was 1978 when we moved to the Quad Cities and opened up the gas station. So here I'm operating the gas stations, and this guy walks in the door, and I said, "What do you do for a living?" It was, I sell guns, I buy and sell guns. I'm like, "What? Never heard of it."
If he's a genius at anything, it is understanding an opportunity and jumping in like both feet. Dad, being the serial entrepreneur that he was, simply saw an opportunity, and that's the origin story of Rock Island Auction Company.
You want to talk about a leap of faith? I knew nothing about guns. Even after doing this stuff, I learned just a little bit, but I just practiced and learned on the job, if you were.
When I think of Rock Island, I think of humble beginnings. In the early days, we were operating out of Dad's management garage, and the first auctions were conducted out of an 800 square foot garage. Dad saw this space where you had people ruling the industry who were just experts, and they had a very, very basic understanding of business. Nobody was, auctioning guns at any large scale. And so we were #1 in the field. We sold more guns and more dollars of guns than anybody else.
What's interesting today is none of my auctioneers have gone to auctioneer school. They learned from me, including my son, who's way better than me now, but you won't put that on tape.
My toast is to you, the immigrant investor who gave up everything in their home country and moved here with unbelievable courage and unbelievable faith, and somebody they didn't know, but a dream that they did want. So you're the ones that we are toasting. So thank you.
In 1993, I basically started both companies at the same time, Rock Island Auction and CMB.
CMB works in the EB-5 visa space. We help foreign nationals get a green card. We have to, among other things, create 10 new American jobs per investor.
We use EB-5 to place capital into these large real estate investments in the U.S. And the metric there is job creation.
The real benefit of EB-5 is it allows projects to be completed that would have never even been started if left to the devices of the old school institutions that have only one way of doing things. And so it's a vehicle that allows us to create jobs, to build commerce. It's very fulfilling.
It changes those communities. We've seen that firsthand.
If you think of Wild West, EB-5 was it.
Pat built CMB when EB-5 was a nothing.
The first 10 projects of CMB were all infrastructure. That's how CMB was born. Our core is, if you gotta take care of that investor. It's something that my daughter, now as the president, has completely embraced.
Noreen, she's the smartest person in the room every time she walks in it.
what I realized is I'm not Pat, and I don't have to be Pat. I am my own person, and it was because he also encouraged to be my own person.
We're here today because each and every one of you trusted and believed in CMB, that we would help you and your families achieve the goals of immigrating to the United States.
What we like to be able to see is the work come to fruition. The jobs get created, those projects open, become operational. One of the first projects that we worked on was at the former Norton Air Force Base in San Bernardino, California. It suffered massive job loss for that community. Over 10,000 jobs were lost when that base closed. This is a program that's been able to bring back over 10,000 jobs. These are investments made by people that are then moving to the United States.
The two goals of every one of our investors, which is, again, that green card and money back. And when you look at CMB's 100% track record, any project that's ever been adjudicated, we've been able to return over $1.4 billion to our investors. That's an incredible achievement. We have been able to foster the most successful lender-borrower relationship in EB5 history, with CMB being the regional center and Hillwood being the developer.
We're very like-minded with CMB. We approach our business conservatively, and we believe that long-term, over long periods of time, that will inure to the benefits of everybody involved.
Every investment, there's a real person, there's a real family, there's someone who's trying to achieve the American dream. When they move to the United States, these are smart people, some of the best and the brightest in the world. They're wealthy people. They're buying homes, they're putting their kids in school, they're potentially opening new businesses or expanding businesses from their home country into the United States. And so there's a ripple effect from those people coming to the United States as well. It's fantastic to see.
The decline of the family has just been disastrous here in the United States. But it's not that way in those Asian cultures. They're all about their family and all about that. And so when you start to talk to them and the rest of it, you realize that. And I want to do well for them.
I think just like everybody who comes to this country, I still had the same American dream. I wanted to grow, I wanted to come to this country and work and provide and support the economy and assimilate with the society. It's about when you work hard, you're rewarded, and there is no boundaries of how much hard work can you do. That's the unlimited scope of expansion, unlimited scope of success is definitely in the United States. And that's why, everybody wants to come here.
I'm so happy to work with CMB. I'm so happy with the service. Everyone that we dealing with, they're all very kind.
They treat us like a family, so
We just trust each other. We trust the CMB.
Nothing beats that. Talk about what makes you, get up every morning and puts a smile on your face and keeps you motivated for the future. It's making those dreams and those goals a reality. I'm very lucky to have a family that we all care about each other. We care about the future collectively for not just us, but for our employees. They're part of our family.
NHK, as it sits today, is a private equity platform. NHK came about in a very organic way. We started to actually see a lot of these investments under the CMB banner come back. By nature, they go back to the original investors. In 2017, I think we returned about $1 billion of capital to our CMB investors.
In NHK, not a single project has been ever produced through there that we haven't invested ourselves. So our investors that invest along with us in NHK should know one thing: we're right there with them.
The Hogan family is always a investor along with our other investors at minimum 20% of the investment. What that creates is a trust factor, right? That our investors are not just investing with an operator, they're investing alongside the principals. So when we talk about, taking care of our clients, then building that trust is how we survive. Trust is everything. Trust is the currency that we deal with.
A true friendship, a true partnership. We strongly believe in partnerships and that it's a win-win for both teams. And I think it's a big testament to, a 13, 14-year relationship that we've now had with the Hogan family, that trust is there, that partnership is strong and continues to strengthen, every day. And, it helps grow both businesses and both organizations.
What we do, our line of work, we have to rely on people, whether it's, underwriting and structuring, great EB5 investments, NHK investments, or keeping that human connection with our investor pool. The relentless reinvestment into that human capital is just, I think, a constant that I've seen through, all my time here.
To watch both of my kids in doing what they're doing is beyond incredible as a father, as a business owner. What's interesting is knowing both companies. I've been there, done it, on both sides. Both of these companies have exploded in growth when Noreen and Kevin have taken them over. Both of them have done so incredibly well. I told them they're not even started yet. Man, you got to get to work. Now it's your turn, to really start kicking it.
Knowing the family for a long time prior to even working here, and Kevin and Noreen as they were young teenagers, they are where they are because of who they are. Pat did not give them anything. Everything they have has been earned.
When Dad named me president, he said, these people still have a lot to teach you. But, obviously he trusted me enough, which is great, but I did have a lot to learn. I've grown tremendously.
Nobody does this on their own. If you get some yahoo that's up there and says, yeah, I did it all, you cannot possibly do anywhere near what you'd normally do without other people helping you along the way. There are so many monumental mileposts that I can point to where people have helped me.
I grew up with our team. There's so many people that have been with Rock Island Auction Company for 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. At the end of the day, it's not up to me. It's up to us. It's up to our team. All I want to do is make it better. That's why I wake up. That's what motivates me.
We're making really good decisions today that will allow us to continue to be a leader in the future.
You can tell really good companies because people stay with them for a long time. Everybody that we worked with day one is still here. In order to maintain those people and keep those people, you really have to have strong leadership. And I think that certainly speaks to the Hogan family.
I enjoy being here. I love what we do, and I really love the fact that we are helping people follow their dreams. And I'm just proud to be part of that.
I think with Noreen at the helm of CMB and NHK, our future's as bright as anything.
We want to maintain that passion and that strive for excellence that the Hogans have instilled in all of us.
I am really proud to work for them. I've worked for Pat in various capacities since I was, 14. I see what they do. I see how they care. How much effort they put into this, how tirelessly they work at what they do. And it gives me an overwhelming sense of pride. They're my family. I love them, but from an employer-employee perspective, very, very proud to work for them. And I feel like, everything that they've been able to do for the companies, our families, so I would say thank you to them.